Hello everyone, this is Zenon and you are watching Zenontcg. Looking at another control deck, this time at Hegsters online game tournaments that's organized. We are looking at a Pidgeotto build control deck that has taken 11th place on April 12th. It went 10-3-1. Its statistics 10 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie. Player with the name PhythON, bringing us a Pidgeotto Control deck. It's been a while that anybody has ventured into making control decks. So let's see what PhythON has bought us in the deck. Right off the bat, we are looking at Pidgey. There's 4 copies of Pidgey. There's Pidgeotto, yes, also 4 copies. So airmail, once during your turn before you attack, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put one of them into your hand. Put the other card at the bottom of your deck. So basically you're milling your own deck out, taking one card, choosing with, but you're having multiple Pidgeottos set up on your bench. Same drill burr is going to be also the basic of the evolution that was similar in the last deck that I've talked about in control. So there are 2 copies of drill burr, and yes, there are 2 copies of rototiller. Now in this case, rototiller Excadrill is the only attack for this build that plays control. So shuffle 4 cards from your discard pile into your deck. That way you're recycling your discard pile into your deck and you're going to be drawing with Pidgeotto. What the cards you need only to mill and to control the top deck of the opponent. So 2 copies of drill burr and 2 copies of Excadrill that has rototiller only. Jirachi, as usual, yes, Stellar Wish. Once during your turn, this Pokemon is in the active. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal a trainer card you find there and put it into your hand, then shuffle the other cards back into your deck. So going through your deck, yes, pick and choosing your trainers that you see at the top 5 as usual. Yeah, there's 1 Jirachi only in the deck. There's 1 copy of Lucario and Melmetal GX for the same attack, full metal wall, 1 colorless and an additional energy to get rid of all energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Similarly, anything is strong on the bench, boss it up. Anything is strong in the active, getting it up there. Lucario, Melmetal, full metal wall GX, discard all the energies. And you're again in business. The opponent starts from scratch again. So 1 Lucario and Melmetal only. There are 2 copies of Zacian V. Again, the main draw engine because of Intrepid Sword. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Attach any number of metal energy cards you find there. Put the other cards onto your hand. If you do this ability, your turn ends. So basically, drawing out your deck. 2 Zacian in the deck. There is 1 Giratina for Dimension Breach. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may discard a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, discard a special energy from the active Pokemon. What else is in the deck? 1 copy of Mew to protect your bench because you have a lot of Pidgey just sitting down there being easy targets or else. So bench barrier, prevent all damage done to your bench Pokemon by your opponent's attacks, not abilities, attacks only. Weezing, there are 2 copies of Weezing. Surrender now. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is discarded with the effect of Jesse and James, you may have your opponent discard a card from their hand. So they discarded after Jesse and James. So you play Jesse and James and you yourself discard Weezing. So instead of just discarding 2 cards from your opponent's hand, your opponent discards a 3rd card. So three cards get discarded. So, and if you're doing Lieutenant Sarge, Jesse and James. In total, there'll be 6 cards getting discarded from your opponent's hand. Going into the items that are in the deck, there are 2 copies of Chip Ice, playing 2 copies. This build is playing 4 copies of Hammers, so concentrating more on the energy discarding part of the build. So 4 Hammers. Looking at Evolution Incense, there's 1 copy. Trying to get out the Pidgeottos. Level Ball, there are 4 copies. Trying to get out the basic. So search your deck for a Pokemon with 90 health or less. Yep, Level Ball. Lillies Pokédoll, there are 2 copies of Lillies Pokédoll in the deck. Anything in the active, there's no prizes. It's in the bench, get it on the active. Yeah, Lillies Pokédoll. Ordinary Rod, there's only 1 copy. Anything is knocked out of Pokemon or you need a basic energy, get it back and shuffle it back into the deck. Pokemon Communication, there's only 1 copy. You have to get something out from the bench. There's a lot of level balls, so Pokemon Communication will help. Quick Ball, there is 1 copy only. Again, trying to use it mainly for Lucario, Melmetal, Zacian. Trying to get out the heavy hitters out. Now Research Stamp, playing 2 copies of Research Stamp as usual. The opponent has taken prizes, that's a given. Playing Control, they take 2 prizes, they take 3 prizes, they take 4 prizes. You Research Stamp that, they have only 2 cards in their hand. If they have only 1 prize card left, Research Stamp, only 1 prize, only 1 card in their hand. You're leaving your opponent on top deck mode, which is very, very scary for your opponent. So 2 copies of Research Stamp. Scoop of Net, there's this 1 copy. Trying to get Jirachi out of the active or something else into the active in case it's required. There is 1 copy of Tool Scraper. Yes, it can get can get to a control player's head if the air balloons, the metal goggles, something that's or a U-turn board. Yeah, so a Tool Scraper will definitely help. Just 1 copy. Something common is Galar Mine, 2 copies. Retreat cost of both active Pokemon is 2 more. So anything stuck in the active of your opponent, they're stuck there because they have to pay the retreat cost and retreat it. Like Zacian has 2 retreat costs, so it becomes 4. Although they have their balloon on it, they will still have to pay 2 more energy to retreat. So 2 Galar Mine in the deck. There's 1 Wondrous Lab. Yes, increases the attack of non-fairy Pokemon, but yours and opponent will be colorless 1 more. Bird Keeper, looking at the supporters now, there's 2 copies of Bird Keeper. Switch your active with one of your bench. If you do, draw 3 cards. So anything that's in the active and you want to get it on the bench, or anything in the bench and in the active you want to switch it, like a Lillies Pokédoll goes up, Bird Keeper. You're ready to attack with Excadrill. Try to shuffle cards back, get it out with Bird Keeper. 2 copies. There's 2 copies of Boss's Orders. Trying to play fewer copies because you know it can come back from the discard into the deck. So 2 copies. Switch your opponent's bench Pokemon with the active. 2 copies of Boss's Order. Cynthia and Kaylin, there's 1 copy. A lot of one-offs coming up. So because it's Pidgeotto, so you can always dig through, get it out and play your game. Cynthia and Kaylin, put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand. If you choose Cynthia and Kaylin or a card, you can't choose. Also, when you discard another card from your hand, you can draw 3 cards. So Cynthia and Kaylin also works out as a draw engine. Just 1 copy. Jesse and James, there's 3 copies. 2 copies, sorry. 2 copies of Jesse and James in this build, not 3. 2 copies of Jesse and James. So each player discards 2 cards from your hand. Your opponent discards first. That's where Lieutenant Sarge, Jesse and James combination 2 times, and you're in business. You can discard up to 6 cards if you do 2 Weezing. So you can play this card if you have more prizes cards remaining than opponent. During this turn, you can play 3 supporter cards, including Lieutenant Sarge. And that's where you have the mill going on. So Lieutenant Sarge, there are 2 copies. Now this deck build also plays 1 copy of Rosa. Rosa goes for a Pokemon, a trainer, and a basic energy. That way you can choose what you want, what you feel like you need. As soon as the Pokemon gets knocked out, just 1 copy. So you don't want to discard this, especially when something gets knocked out. And yes, Rosa, Lieutenant Sarge. Yep, we have Team Yelgrunt. Just 1 copy in the deck. Put an energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon into their hand. Looking at capture energy, we have 4 capture energy. Trying to get out the basics as fast as possible. So with capture energy, yeah, and it provides colorless energy too. And there's just 2 fighting energy, only 2 fighting energy. No surprise here, but it's 2 fighting energy. Now this was played April 12th with 10-3-1 statistics. It took 11th place, but Control is trying to get there, and it's getting there slowly. Thanks for watching Zenontcg.